Hey there! You ever feel like you're just constantly running but not really getting anywhere? Like you're stuck on a hamster wheel? Well, if that sounds familiar, this one's for you. Today, we're diving into the power of ancient wisdom by PPN, and we're going to see how some really old teachings might just be the key to finding some balance in our crazy modern lives. Let's get right into it. It really all starts with this question, doesn't it? In our endless race for the next big thing, for innovation, for the future, what are we leaving behind? What are those essential human truths that have gotten lost in the shuffle? It's a huge question, and we're going to try and unpack it together. So the book we're looking at introduces this really powerful idea. It calls our modern lifestyle the speed trap. It's this concept that all our constant motion, all this busyness, often isn't progress at all. It's actually a cycle that keeps us from, actually living. And that's the heart of the problem, right? We're so busy just being busy. We're chasing the next notification, the next quick win, the next thing that gives us that instant hit of gratification. And we're so caught up in it that we forget to stop and ask, is any of this actually making me happy? Does any of this really matter? We're basically running on a treadmill that we built ourselves.
Okay, so how does this speed trap actually show up in our daily lives? Well, the book breaks it down into 5 super common mistakes. These are patterns that so many of us fall into, probably without even realizing it. Let's go through them and see which ones hit a little too close to home.
All right, mistake number 1, chasing speed over depth. We want results, and we want them yesterday. We've just become this culture that absolutely values the quick fix, the life hack, over the slow, sometimes messy, but way more meaningful process of real growth. And this is just the perfect example, isn't it? A crash diet promises a quick, tempting result right now. But we all know that real, sustainable health comes from long-term, consistent habits. One's a sprint, the other is a marathon for life. And we so often choose the sprint, even though deep down, we know the journey is what really counts. Next up, in our constant rush, we've basically canceled silence. It's almost like we've become afraid of those quiet moments, Afraid of just being alone with our own thoughts for more than 5 seconds.
I mean, come on, how many of us do this? The day is finally over, you're exhausted, and instead of taking just a few minutes to process it all, to think about your day, or just breathe, what do? We pick up our phones. We fill that precious, quiet space with more noise, more information, and there's just no room left for any kind of wisdom to actually grow.
Oh, this one is huge. As our digital worlds have gotten bigger and bigger, our actual physical worlds have often started to shrink. We're losing touch with 2 of the most fundamental things for our well-being, the natural world around us and genuine, face-to-face human connection. Now, here's what's really fascinating about this one. Look at the consequence it points out. It's not just about feeling a bit lonely. This preference for a virtual life over a real one, it says actually wears away our empathy. It's harder to truly connect with and understand another person when they're just an avatar on a screen. And that leads us right into the next mistake, our incredibly narrow, one-dimensional definition of success. Society basically screams at us that it's all about the money in your bank account, your job title, or the cool stuff you own. So here's the crucial thing to think about, the trade-off. In chasing this very specific version of success, what are we giving up? Well, the book points directly to things like family, our health, and our own inner peace. That is a really, really high price to pay for a fancy title or a bigger house. And this final mistake kind of ties everything together. In our obsession with what's new, what's now, what's next, we've pushed aside the very principles that have guided people for centuries. We're talking about values like patience, humility, and serving something bigger than ourselves.
And this isn't just a personal problem, It has massive ripple effects on society. When our leaders prioritize short-term profits over long-term trust and integrity, it starts to chip away at the very foundation of our companies, our institutions, and our communities.
Okay, so we've laid out all the problems, and I know it might sound a little bleak. But here is the good news, the really good news. The book argues that the solutions aren't some new, complicated secret. In fact, they've been waiting for us this whole time. In the wisdom of the past. And here it is. This is the path forward. Just look at how perfectly these solutions are the mirror image of the mistakes we just talked about. For every single trap, there's an escape route. We can shift from chasing quick fixes to building habits that last. We can replace endless distraction with a little bit of daily reflection. We can consciously rebuild our connections, totally redefine what success means to us.
and bring those timeless values right back to the center of our lives. Now, that all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? How do we make it real? Well, the book gives us a clear, super practical action plan to start weaving this wisdom into our modern lives, like right now. And it all starts small. You don't have to go and completely overhaul your entire life overnight. Just try 2 simple rituals. Start your day with just a moment of quiet mindfulness, some deep breathing, maybe a short meditation, and then end your day by writing down just 3 things you're grateful for. These little hinges can swing some pretty big doors. The whole guiding principle for all of this is this ancient idea of the middle path. It's pretty simple, really. It's about avoiding extremes. So not working yourself to complete burnout, but also not being lazy. Not consuming everything in sight, but also not totally depriving yourself. It's all about finding that sweet spot, that harmony and sustainability in the middle.
And this chart just illustrates so perfectly what that balanced success actually looks like. See, material achievement is still there. It's still a piece of the pie, but it's just one piece. Real, holistic success also includes our emotional well-being, our spiritual growth, our physical health, and our connection to our community. It's a much richer, way more complete picture of a life well lived. So as we wrap things up here, the core message from this book is really just a powerful, timeless reminder for every single one of us.
Just let that sink in for a second. We are so often looking for the next big thing, the brand new, futuristic solution to all our problems. But what if? What if the answers we're so desperate for have been right here with us all along, just waiting for us to rediscover them? And that brings us to the final, most important question, the one for you. After hearing all this, what is one timeless lesson, whether it's patience or gratitude or connection, what's one thing you can bring into your life starting today? Thanks for joining me on this one.